Another beautiful Tuesday evening, and time for your favorite program, the program you've been waiting for, digitalk on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. My name is Eniola Afolabi, and you're most welcome to another edition of the program. Digitalk is a radio technology program. It's a program where we get to bring to you the latest in the technology world, how you can use it to benefit your business, and how you can make best of technology to actually improve your goods and services, as well as how it you can make use of it in your daily life. This program, as you know, has three major segments. The first segment of the program is Trending Now, where we get to take a look at what is making headlines in the world of technology. Talking about the latest news in the technology world, we also have the Tech Talk, where we get to discuss a major issue, major topic in the technology world. And this is a segment where we get to bring in experts to talk about this important technological topic. And today on the program, we'll be talking about a very important thing that I'm so sure you will get to learn more from. And if you get to learn more from it, it will surely benefit you, not only as individuals, it will benefit your business. And I'm so sure, even as a student, you will get to benefit from it. And already I have experts in the studio with me this afternoon. We'll be taking a look at all these issues together. Well, and what is the issue I'm talking about? I'm talking about GIS. What is GIS? How can GIS be of benefit to you as individuals, to your business, and to you as a student? We'll be taking a look at it in the course of the program. And for 30 minutes, my experts will be talking about this. But don't forget, Digitalk is a one-hour show and will not leave the studio until 5:30. Welcome to the program, another interesting edition of the program. And, well, let me also tell you that in the course of the program, you can be part of the program as well. You can be part of it. Our studio lines 081 51925 and 08189925925. We'll be opening the phone lines, especially to ask questions regarding GIS, Geographic Information System. Today's edition promises to be revealing, to be interesting, and to be educative, as this program is known for. Shortly, we'll go straight to the very first segment of the program, which is the Trending Now. This is the segment where we get to bring to you the latest news in the technology world. Welcome to the news segment on Digitalk, right on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. Let's start to take some of the news on the program this afternoon. Okay, the very first story I will take today is concerns the social media platform WhatsApp. Did you know that WhatsApp is owned by Facebook? And the company recently announced that it will stop charging customers a $1 subscription fee. WhatsApp had previously given people just 1 free year of service before charging the $1 annual fee. News of the change was made in a blog post on the WhatsApp website. The company, which is owned by Facebook, FB Tech 30, said it had nearly 1 billion customers around the world and used the app to stay in touch with friends, family, and even patients. WhatsApp said it had decided to stop charging because as we have grown, we have found that this approach hasn't worked well. Many users don't have a debit or credit card. The change will take effect over the next several weeks. WhatsApp also addressed concerns about third-party advertisements. It doesn't plan to use them. Instead, it will test to help customers contact and respond to businesses and organizations of their choice. That could mean communicating with your bank about whether a recent transaction was fraudulent, or with an airline about a delayed flight, the statement said. We all get these messages elsewhere today, so we want to test new tools to make this easier to do on WhatsApp while still giving you an experience without third party advertisement and spam. This message is coming from WhatsApp. So if you receive any message that says you better send this message to 20 people or 300 people, uh, if you don't send it, you will be charged by WhatsApp. Of course, the company is saying no, 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 that even as from this year, they will stop to charge the $1 fee, subscription fee they charge on WhatsApp before. Okay, let's take this rather disturbing story from the technology world. Did you know that smart robot could take your job and steal your job even from you? There are robots now, smart robots now that are in circulation, especially in the Western world, that that is fast taking the place of conventional workforce. And of course, this is the latest technology, and observers fear this could mean job loss for many people, especially in this period that we are talking about economic recession, especially in the continent of Africa. Okay, just 5 years after the first 4G smartphone hit the market, the wireless industry is already preparing for 5G. Each of the four nationwide cell phone carriers, as well as smartphone chip makers and the major network equipment companies, are working on developing 5G network for their customers. There are many significant hurdles that all the industry players have to clear before you see a little 5G symbol next to the signal bar on your smartphone screen. For example, it has said to be determined what 5G even means, let alone what it will look like and when it will get here. But as customers use up rapidly growing amount of 4G bandwidth, watching streaming videos on their phones, 5G will soon become a new name in the market. Worldwide too, there are reports that about 5 million jobs will be lost to technology by 2020. In the latest research conducted in the United States of America, technology will land could kill as much as 5 million jobs in the world by 2020. So if we are talking about technology advancing our world, then we should also look at the fact that technology will also mean cut in jobs in some other areas. Okay, let me ask you this question. If your phone battery is 0%, is it possible for you to charge it up to 10% in less than a minute? Yes, it is possible based on the latest technology. But you need to put up a special battery in your phone, drill holes through the case directly into the battery, put copper connectors in the holes, and get a specialized 200-watt charger. Or you could leave the instant charging to Israeli startup Stardot, which is designing a power system that can charge your phone up to 200 times faster than today's charging speed. In its lab, Stardot has developed new molecules that enable a specialized lithium-ion battery to be rapidly charged, coupled with a similar specialized charging unit. You can charge your smartphone in 6 minutes, 1 minute, and even in 30 seconds, depending on the charger model you are using. Stardot's most practical solution is a 50-amp charger which can power a phone to up to 100% in about 6 minutes. It is called the X20 because it charges your phone 20 times faster than today's charging solution. The X20 is the easiest of StoreDot's offering to implement because it comes with a pocket-sized wall charger, and charging a phone any faster requires a direct connection to the battery and a monstrous charging pack. The X100, you guess it, charges 100 times faster, requires you to bump up the power to 200 watts. Smartphone makers will also have to drill holes through the back, which doesn't exactly adhere to today's design standard. But imagine plugging your phone in for half a minute and having a full charge. You'll likely trade some aesthetics for that. Okay, that's the latest technology that StoreDot from Eastrol are given to the world. StoreDot Chief Executive Jerome Mestrov acknowledged that each solution has its drawbacks and limitations. Even the X20 model requires a special 20-pin connector that looks similar to the old iPhone and iPod connectors. As most of the industry migrates to the universal USB Type-C connector, it's going to take some convincing to move back to a specialized one. I hope you understand what I mean by that 20-pin connector. Well, the world is moving to USB, not a 20-pin connector. But for now, the StoreDot connector technology, which charges a phone 20 times faster, is actually using 20-pin connector. Well, that wraps it up on the news segment on Digitalk this lovely Tuesday afternoon. I have some guests in the studio. Together, we'll be taking a look at a very important issue, GIS, and what GIS really means, and every other thing you need to know about GIS. The young guys I have in the studio, well, they're actually young guys, young at heart, and of course, young guys that are doing fantastic work in the technology world. They are ICT technologists with immense expertise in GIS and focus on socioeconomic development in Africa. Finalizes by recapping that they want parental guidance to actually contact them to know more on how they can sow into the lives of their children, for the children themselves, their family, and society, schools, firm, SMEs. Also, okay, they will be talking more about it. I have Olemu Ogenechukwu. Okay, is it Oluwatimileye? Yes, okay, welcome to Digitalk right here on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM.
Thank you very much.
Well, I also have Akpankpa Idris in the studio. Mr. Akpankpa Idris, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
And I also have Owosongba Damilari.
It's a pleasure being here.
Okay, those are the guys I have in the studio representing GIS. Okay, let me start by asking Mr. Ogenechukwu to actually talk about what GIS is.
All right, thank you very much. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Olemu Ogenechukwu Oluwatimileye. By God's grace, I'm one of the initiative head of GIS for Africa. And I would like to talk a little bit about GIS for Africa and GIS, because GIS is a technology that I believe every African needs to be aware of, and not just be aware of it, they must see it as the right tool for them. GIS for Africa is an exciting African network of GIS users. And I would love to state that GIS for Africa community is made up of individuals and organizations from different geographic locations. And GIS users, they cut through different disciplines, ages, languages, genders, and even they have different ambitions, just like GIS for Africa's main ambition, and we in the community is for socio-economic development. And by God's grace, I believe we have been doing our best in trying to make Africa have a more resilient and sustainable future. Thank you very much. In the course of the program, I will tell you more about GIS itself.
Okay, well, I would still love to know more about GIS and about the initiative. But let me just direct my next question to Mr. Akpankpa. For those who don't know what GIS means, can you tell us a little more about GIS?
All right. My name is Akwankpa Idris, and before I start, I would love to introduce myself as one of the head of GIS for Africa initiatives. And GIS has few meanings, but according to Wikipedia, a geographic information system is a system designed to capture, store, manipulate, analyze, manage, and present all types of spatial or geographic information. Now, GIS has a broad spectrum of technologies, processes, and methods. Operations such as management, planning, transportation, logistics, communication, even engineering are all functions of design of the GIS created or monitored. And you see, GIS for Africa, we have three main objectives. One of them is to create an exciting African GIS network of both GIS users and benefactors. And secondly, GIS for Africa initiatives such as EduConnect, Agric Invade, and Quick Response, we set platforms for GIS experts, firms, and agencies to solve real-life and real-time problems, thereby creating a new culture of approach to business, education, agriculture, security, health, and even governance, and other important sectors of our society also. And finally, our objective is to build an environment that incubates, arches, nurtures, and injects GIS-oriented ideas into the community at right scales as business and infrastructural growth.
Okay, before Mr. Olemo, before you really talk about the achievement of GIS for Africa so far, let's take a look at this. I'm highly, well, there's one important thing listed here when Mr. Idris was actually talking about GIS. He talked about business, creating a new culture for business, approach to business, education, agriculture, security, health, governance. Well, as you know, this is a business radio station.
Okay.
And one of the important things we do here is educate people on how best they can use platforms like GIS for Africa to actually benefit their business. I want you to expatiate on that, to really talk more on it, how GIS can be of importance to a business, especially to a young person like me.
Okay, thank you, sir. I would like you to know that whenever you call something a system, it has to have components, and to make it a system, it has to have different components all working together to achieve a particular goal. So as a businessman, the first thing you have to have in your mind is, what do you want to achieve, or what do you want to do in your business? Then when you have set that in mind, then you have to have a system that will help you to analyze your information, analyze your resources, digitize some of these things, also help you to manipulate it. So GIS has majorly 5 components. That's the hardware, which includes the computers, includes the GPS, includes even the handsets now. Then we also have the softwares that include different software suites. There are several GIS software suites that I wouldn't like to mention here, but we have some open source softwares and we also have some licensed softwares. And if probably I'm permitted, I could mention a few because
you are permitted, unless you don't want to mention
all right,
it.
then we have ArcGIS, and then we have MapInfo. We also have QGIS. We have GVSig. We have a lot of them that are all into the software business of GIS. Then another component of GIS is the information at hand, because as a businessman, you must have your focus. What do you want to do? Then you also need to know what are the things you need to get all these things. So these are very important components of the GIS system itself. Then the people you want to work with, even you that you are managing the system, you have to be very, very coordinated, and you have to create a system for you. And then the last but not the least is the method. Now all these components, they make up the GIS itself, because as my colleague earlier explained, that this GIS helps you to analyze, digitize, manipulate information. But without the totality of the components, many GIS users, they focus on the software alone. Some they focus on the hardware. Some they focus on the information data. It could be raster, it could be a vector data. But we in GIS Fabrica, we focus on all of these components of GIS so that we will be able to use them to achieve socio-economic development. in Africa. And we also employ all of the people we train to see GIS as an holistic system, not just take a component alone, though they can focus on any of the components. But before you can use GIS successfully in your business, you have to take GIS as a whole system.
Okay, I'm still going to talk more on that, especially how it can directly influence our business. But let's take a look at what GIS Africa, the organization you represent, has achieved so far. Well, from what information I have here, you've been around for some time now. Let's talk about your achievements so far.
Okay, basically, GIS, even though it has begun as, let's say, the far back 1970s, but coming down to Africa, we can call it a new technology because we are just getting exposed to it. And recently, around 2013, it was introduced into the curriculum of the secondary schools. So when GIS for Africa started May 1st, 2013, by God's grace, the first point of action for us, even till now, is education. We saw that the importance of GIS can never be overemphasized. So we went down to the secondary schools, the universities, and even to the general public. We held a city talk then in the Akure City Hall. That was in July 2013. We had a group of citizens come over to the city hall and we explained to them what GIS has done. Then secondly also when we visited some of the schools, the principal promised us that she was going to build a geographic garden because it's one of the things we have to do. And we were also there at the commissioning of the geographic garden. Also we were able to carry out two series of workshops, one in Akure City, then another one in Ipogun. Ipogun is a town very close to Akure. And by God's grace, the fourth edition of GI EduConnect is coming very soon in February. And we are going to be employing teachers and especially vice principals, academics to be part of our next coming EduConnect workshop. Then apart from that, we also have a book, Beginning GIS, because we believe every citizen needs to be equipped with this knowledge of GIS.
I have copies of the book. Yeah, Beginning GIS, and I will surely read this too.
Okay, you have to. And in fact, we want people, general public, to also get a copy of this book, and then we will try our best to. Even though we just moved to Ibadan.
Yes. Well, sorry. Let me tell our listener out there that I have copies of this book, Beginning GIS, here, and I will be giving some copies out freely to at least maybe if we can one or two. Maybe our first three callers today will get free copies of the books.
I think they are very lucky people.
Okay, let's just see who the lucky callers will be. Oh, you can go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. And because we have to be led by examples. As we said earlier, that GIS is a very important tool for business. And then when we started GIS for Africa in Africa, trying to solve the socioeconomic problems in Africa, and with the assistance and with the assistance of experts and pioneers of GIS, because by God's grace we have contact in several countries abroad too, and we've been able to create 9 GIS models. And these GIS models, they are solution models that particularly they are made to solve specific problems in Africa, talking about educational problems, talking about problems in health, talking about problems in distribution, because GIS as a whole cuts across different sectors of the economy. And so we've created like 9 solution models that we are going to be introduced. Already we've introduced, but we want Ibadan and Oyo State because we want them to. I grew up in Ibadan. I schooled in Wesley College of Science, Elekuro Ibadan. So we have love, and my colleague also. We all finished from Wesley College of Science, Elekuro Ibadan. So we have a deep love for this city. And even though we've got different invitations to come to even abroad, that was a few invitations to come abroad, but we said we want to focus more on Africa. We want to build our fatherland. We have to. It has not been an easy trip anyway. Then finally, we've engaged in a few community projects in Okeogba. Okeogba is a community that in Akure, Ondo State, facing a lot of problems in terms of their terrain, the topography. So our understanding of how that system works, we were able to provide some solutions to them. Then also
through GIS.
Through GIS, and also in Ibadan here. In Akure, Egbeda local government, there is a community called Selika, or Ifesowakpo community. GIS for Africa, with the help of Excellent IT College, has been working immensely to help salvage some of their challenges there. And then we intend to intensify more on this year, and also expand to different communities that we have us around. Thank you very much.
Okay, from all I've had here, it seems you have done a whole lot. But how do you go about achieving these seemingly complex tasks with your team?
Okay. Well, I would like to say it has not been an easy task, but we have to thank God for the strength He has given myself and my team. And then I won't lie, we've worked a lot with the foreign bodies too. As I told you earlier on, that it is relatively new in Africa here. So we've worked, but we've categorized our activities into five to help us achieve this complex task. Number one is education. We believe that education should facilitate learning. So therefore, we enable processes to facilitate learning, acquisition of skills, and also values, belief that individuals will be able to use to better their communities. Because without the right values, no matter how equipped you are or skilled you are, you won't be useful for the society. Then there's something we also call economic engineering. This is our application of mathematics, experimental evidence, science, technology, resources, and knowledge. Don't forget that GIS, I said, uses information. So all these things that I've mentioned, they are all information layers in our GIS system. And then we use it to design, we use it to build, we use it to maintain and research on how we can improve our social structures and also the standard living of Africans, which is our main goal. We want Africans to be proud of being Africans. And basically, then the next one is cross-valuing. We try to get information. I told you GIS is basically, the blood of GIS is information, or you call it data when it comes to the digital talk that we are, digital work. That's to become data now. And we try to get results from different communities, how they have tackled challenges of this nature, and we try to get the best to solve our peculiar problems in Africa, in our communities particularly. Then there's another one, production. I'm sure that my listeners at home will agree with me that education is not complete until there is a development of a new product, or there is an advancement of an already existing product. Therefore, GIS for Africa encourages and we endeavor to see that we have emergence of new ideas coupled with creativity and innovation. At this point, I would like to talk about one of our solution models we call GIS for Africa Pro. Here we empower the youths and the youth citizens through their projects, final year projects. Even the secondary school students, we encourage them to undergo projects, and we mentor them through another solution model we call the in-class tutoring. Then finally, there's something we call monitoring, or you can call it reproduction. Our knowledge of GIS enables us to monitor all of our activities across our ring of strength. We call it ring of strength because there is no GIS without a boundary. And boundary can either be an open boundary or a closed boundary. So we have our boundary, our ring of strength, and this helps us to modelize and also master our environment. These are the 5 categories of how we have been able to achieve and we will continue to achieve socio-economic development in African communities.
Okay, you've been listening to Digitalk on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM, and I've been speaking with GIS for Africa team.
There is nothing like the white man's world anyway. I believe we are all living in this world together. And GIS is not just for the white, it's even for we here in Africa. And I must tell him that the pioneers of GIS, most of them are even amazed the way we have taken the concept of GIS to another level. As I said earlier, GIS involves the software. It needs to have an understanding of the software. It needs to understand how you manage your information. It needs to understand how you draw your implementation plan. He needs to understand a lot of things. So I would like him to also put a call to us, not just think it's a white man's business, and let him undergo some education. And I'm sure he's going to be an advocate of GIS very soon.
Okay, listener, GIS for Africa is an organization that runs fully on technology and a giant in the making in the digital world. It is noteworthy that they have trod on the positive side of technology. The operation is very technical, and there is a direct impact on both the social and economic aspect of our society. Okay, well, my esteemed guest, now that you are live talking to the city of Ibadan, of course, the world at large, because we are live on www.impactbusinessibr925fm, and people can get to listen to us anywhere in the world. Okay, what do you want from them?
What we want is to see Africans rise up to their full potentials. but there is no shortcut to that. We as citizens of this great nation must be ready and willing to work together to build a great nation and continent. You see, GIS for Africa has a few solution models that are designed through research and research implementation, and we want the citizens of your state in particular to enjoy this product. We are ready to work with some group of people, institutions. Let me start by saying, let's look at school, for example. School has social tools that transfer knowledge and values into the society. Also, schools create a viable link to the society structure and sectors. And also, let's look at teachers in terms of people that train other young, talented people. We will have they are citizens that are that their major responsibility is to shaping the future of a society. Therefore, they need continuous capacity building and a working environment that would maximize their output. And let's say, talking about small and medium enterprise now, we can see that in any economy, we cannot underestimate what this sector can really do to their economy. And it is very important to all economies in the world, especially developing countries like ours, with major income problems. And you see, they are important parts that we all need to focus on if we want our economy to grow. So GIS for Africa has taken keen interest in this set of people. And also government agencies. As my friend said, GIS technology will give you an holistic understanding of what you are dealing with, ranging from your resources to your output and every other thing that you want to manage in your business or in your organization. And also, our communities, there is no way we are going to achieve anything if what we do outside is good, and by the time we get home, we just think we can just do anything and forget what we have learned outside. We have to bring out in the value we have learned outside, even though it's a white man idea. I believe there's nothing wrong in bringing it down here and see how we can use it to solve our problem. If it worked for some developed country, I believe it can work for us too, because I believe we have a lot of smart people in this country also.
Okay, I've been speaking with GIS for Africa team.
I believe the market woman has a group of products or a particular product she is selling. That's one. Then she has to have a very good information about that. Then secondly, she has customer base. She has to know where they are coming from and then where she goes to get the market. There are a lot of information that is tied up together for her to be a better market woman than the next competitor right beside her. So all this information, she cannot do everything in her head. She needs a system that will help her to manage this information very well, and that is where GIS actually comes in for the market woman. Agriculture is also a very broad scale, so let's just limit it to a farmer, for example. As I said, a farmer needs to monitor a lot of information. Let's imagine the soil fertility, that's one. It also needs to monitor the crops, also the climate. Though many people in our country, they don't really go into details, and that's why the white people, they achieve so much success, because they take note of all these details. Now GIS is going to help the farmer. All the information regarding the business of farming will be digitized and will be run on a computer using the GIS suite. Yes, so the opportunity is very good, and I believe you're also going to be getting the beginning GIS. And also you can also call us when we drop our number. We'd like you to call us so that we can know the exact aspect of agriculture that you want to go into, and then we'll be able to give you the best approach to use GIS for it. But GIS can work immensely for.
Briefly, let's talk about the unemployment situation in Nigeria, and of course how we've been talking about education and GIS all this while.
Thank you very much. My name is Damilare. Looking at the present state of Nigeria as a fresh graduate, I just finished my NYC. You can see that the situation is not totally gloomy, but we have some fundamental problems, and GIS can help to solve those problems. Now, if you look at our classroom environments, they are not conducive, because the feedback we get from the students to the teachers, the feedbacks are not clear enough. our students are not focused. They are just focused on cramming. They getting the results needed. They, um, they can be productive. Though when you get out of a classroom environment, um, the creativity is not there. You understand? So basically, the goal of education is not just um, to get schooled in the in the classroom environment.
That we would like to partner with schools in Oyo State in Ibadan so that we can help turn their schools into economic engineering institutions, also educate their students with GIS. As I said earlier, GIS has been introduced into geography. Sadly, many schools are dropping geography, which is one of the core subjects that every student, even if you are in GCS class, need to know. Then secondly, we want to empower youths to become solution providers by giving them training in GIS and also in application of GIS into businesses. Then also we want to support the government, and then finally we want people like the EduConnect that is coming in February, late February. We want academicians and decision makers to be part of it, and subsequently on this program they are going to hear about the date and the venue. Thank you very much. They can reach us on 080 5834 6825, and then the email address is admin@gisforafrica.org, and the website is gisforafrica.org, www.gisforafrica.org.
Okay, and what about your office in
Okay,
Ibadan?
yes, our office is at Zone 12, Selika, Ibadan. From Iwo Road, just take a cab to Selika, and from Selika, you take a bike to Zone 12, and you'll be live in Excellent Heights building. That is where our office is, our research facility is in Ibadan.
Okay, gentlemen, I have to say a very big thank you to you for coming on the program. We hope to see more of you. Well, if you want if you want answers to any of your questions, again, you can direct it to GIS 08058346825, 08058346825. Once again, I have to say thank you to you for coming on the program today, Mr. Olemu Ogene Chuko Oluwatimileyin.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Akpankpa Idris, thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
And Owo Sangba Damilare, thank you for
very
coming.
much.
And Olubola, okay, we have the gentleman and a young girl that are not in the studio. Thank you too for coming on the program today. Well, for those of you that have won the book, Beginning GIS, well, you can just walk straight to Impa Business Radio 92.5 FM and ask of the for the producer of Digitalk, and of course you get the book. Well, let me just say that I'm giving it to 5 people. Dr. Smile from Ojo, Ayo from Elebu, Felix Ogundiran, as well as our very first caller, Olumide Oluwoyo from Olodo, and Bamidele also from Olodo. Thank you to all of you for joining us on the program today, Digital on Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM. See you again next week on the program, and bye for now.